Internal Revenue Service IRS tax news. IRS, all of Mississippi now qualifies for expanded Hurricane Ida relief. September 15th, October 15th deadlines. Other dates extended to January 3rd. But first, an attempt at a joke. I apologize in advance. During my most recent IRS audit, the agent kept on pressing me for more money to the point where I exclaimed, "Just give me a cotton picking second." The IRS agent asked rather irritably, "Well, why do you need a cotton picking second?" And I said, "Because I have a cotton picking problem, okay, Mr. Perfect? Just give me a cotton picking second so I can pick the cotton off of this Q-tip. That's all I need to keep me going." After taking a cotton picking second to pick the cotton off the Q-tip, feeling much better, we proceeded with the audit. However, I did let the auditor know that I would soon need a meal munchin' minute, or possibly a full dinner devour hour. IR 2021-230, November 17, 2021, Washington. Victims of Hurricane Ida through Mississippi now have additional time until January 3rd, 2022 to file various individual and business tax returns and make tax payments, the Internal Revenue Service announced today. Following the recent decisions by the Federal Emergency Management Agency, otherwise known as FEMA, FEMA, there's a link to FEMA here, to add 63 counties to its October 22nd disaster declaration, the IRS is offering this expanded relief to these newly designated locations, as well as the 19 counties. There's a link to those 19 counties listed in the original FEMA declaration. Previously, the IRS relief period for these 63 newly designated counties had ended on November 1st. The current list of eligible localities is always available on the disaster relief page on IRS.gov. There's a link to the disaster relief page here. The update relief, now covering the entire state of Mississippi, postpones various tax filing and payment deadlines that occurred starting on August 28, 2021. It's good that it covers the entire state, so I don't have to read the localities within Mississippi and butcher those. So that's just the whole state now of Mississippi. I could say Mississippi. You can even spell it Mississippi. Okay. As a result, affected individuals and businesses will have until January 3rd, 2022 to file returns and pay any taxes that were originally due during this period. This means individuals who had a valid extension to file their 2020 return that ran out on October 15, 2021 will now have until January 3rd, 2022 to file. The IRS noted, however, that because tax payments related to these 2020 returns were due on May 17, 2021, those payments are not eligible for this relief. The January 3rd, 2022 deadline also applies to quarterly estimated income tax payments due on September 15, 2021, and the quarterly payroll and excise tax returns normally due on November 1st, 2021. Businesses with an original or extended due date also have the additional time, including, among others, calendar year partnerships and S corporations whose 2020 extensions ran out on September 15, 2021, and calendar year corporations whose 2020 extensions ran out on October 15, 2021. It also applies to calendar years tax-exempt organizations whose 2020 extensions ran out on November 15, 2021. In addition, penalties in payroll and excise tax deposits due on or after August 28, 2021 and before September 13th will be abated as long as the deposits were made by September 13, 2021. The IRS disaster relief page, there's a link to that here, has details on other returns, payments, and tax-related actions qualifying for the additional time. The IRS automatically provides filing and penalty relief to any taxpayer with an IRS address record located in the disaster area. Therefore, taxpayers do not need to contact the agency to get this relief. However, if an affected taxpayer receives a late filing or late payment penalty notice from the IRS that has an original or extended filing, payment, or deposit due date falling within the postponement period, the taxpayer should call the number on the notice to have the penalty abated. In addition, the IRS will work with any taxpayer who lives outside the disaster area but whose records necessary to meet a deadline occurring during the postponement period are located in the affected area. Taxpayers qualifying for relief who live outside the disaster area need to contact the IRS at 866-562-5227, 866-562-5227. This also includes workers assisting the relief activities who are affiliated with a recognized government or philanthropic organization. Individuals and businesses in a federally declared disaster area who suffer uninsured or unreimbursed disaster-related losses can choose to claim them on either the return for the year the loss occurred, in this instance 2021 return normally filed next year, or the return for the prior year 2020. Be sure to write the FEMA declaration number, which is EM3569, associated with the earlier relief, or EM4626 for the new relief on any return claiming a loss. See Publication 547 for details. There's a link to Publication 547 here. The tax relief is part of a coordinated federal response to the damage caused by Hurricane Ida and is based on local damage assessments by FEMA. For information on disaster recovery, visit disasterassistance.gov. There's a link to that here. There'll be a link to this in the description.